Non-Toxic Farm Mom. Today I am coming to you from my kitchen. Sorry about the lighting, it's a little wonky. I couldn't find my selfie stick with the timer, so we are improvising, but I have been wanting to do this video for you guys for a very long time. But you may remember back in January when I introduced you to this and how to water glass your eggs. It's a super easy process to preserve your fresh eggs so that, you know, in the winter time or when there's a shortage, you still have eggs. Well, today it's finally time for me to test these and see if all the hype is real. So if you haven't watched my first water glassing video, head back. I'll link it up here or up here. I'll link it somewhere so that you can go watch. It's a short video. You'll be blown away by how easy this process is. And I have like so 3.5 containers of these that I did between January and June to save our eggs, to see if we would have them at least for baking purposes. But I have read testimony after testimony of how these stay good for a year to 18 months this way. And they're not pickled. I know a lot of people, because we're using lime, okay, say that they're pickled, but it's not, okay? The lime fills in those pores on your eggs, okay? Your shells have eggs, or your shells have pores, and closes that all up so nothing can cross that barrier, which that's when eggs start rotting, is when people scrub them or bleach them, and then the exchange between those pores and getting bacteria in is what causes them to go bad. Okay, so we're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna pull one out here in a minute. We're gonna crack it, see what it looks like, see what it smells like, see what shape it's in, and I might even be brave enough to cook one and taste it. All right, so here we go. Thanks for being here. Let's do this. Okay, so I've taken the lid off and I just wanted to show you. So these were my first ones that I water glassed. January 6th, 2000. Does that really mean 21? I think that's a misprint because I just did them this year. It is 2022, right? Yeah, these aren't, that's me. That's a typo. That should be 2022. So we're going on what, 8? That's 8 months, right? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 8 months. All right, sorry. Okay, so here's what the top of the water looks like, okay? Here's what it looks like down inside. They're just all nestled there, snug in their little lime. Remember, these were clean. You want to not have eggs that you have to scrub. Okay, you don't want to scrub them clean because you don't want to open up those pores, but they need to be clean. So like you can't take ones that, you know, have chicken poo all over them and put them in here. So as clean as possible so that you are starting with fresh, clean eggs and then preserving them. All right, here we go. Let's get one out. Are you ready? All right, let's see if I can do this. This is what happens when you don't have your handy dandy, your handy dandy selfie stick. All right, still feels the same. All right, so we are gonna crack this in just a minute, but the outside still feels totally the same. Not soft, not mushy, just a hard shell. All right, let's crack this. Okay, so I did go ahead and rinse this off just because you could kind of feel the lime on the outside, which is, I'm assuming, what we want to feel, right? All right, so I'm gonna crack this and I'm gonna see. I'm a tiny bit nervous. I shouldn't be, because I have read testimony after testimony of how great this process is. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's hope that it's not rotten. And let's see. I mean, the shell still feels incredibly hard. All right, here we go. Ready? Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to do another one too. it doesn't really smell. I'm gonna hold this down. Oops, I just spilled it. That didn't work so well. Here, I'm gonna do this. All right, so the egg yolk definitely did not hold its shape. It does not smell bad at all. It smells like an egg. So I would probably still use, oops, sorry, making you guys dizzy. Ooh, I would still use this for baking purposes, but I'm not sure I'd like fry it up and eat it. So let's try another one, shall we? And just see, because part of me is wondering if, you know, obviously the condition of the egg when you put it in plays a big part, right? Sorry, I made a mess. I'm gonna clean up while we're talking. Plays a big part. So even though we gather, sorry, cut my head off. Even though we gather our eggs daily, especially during the summer, you know, if one of them was already starting to look funny or not hold its shape, I guess that would, you know, translate over. But I've also heard that these hold their shape better up to 6 months. But I didn't have a need to use these before then. But I mean, I would definitely bake with this. I don't think there's anything wrong. Okay, let's reach in and get another one and just give it a whirl. All right, so this one on top, let's go for a green egg. All right. All right, I'm just gonna wipe it off because I don't want to run over to the sink with you guys on my video with me. All right, so I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna crack it and see if it holds its shape any better. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get the jar from not quite so long ago, and we're gonna compare. So this is 8 months, so I started way back, and I will probably save these even if I don't eat them. Oh, actually, I will tell you, this one's holding its shape much better. Wow. It's a little bit, like the yolk is still thick. You can still see, I mean, it popped. Okay, so the egg yolk popped when I put it in here, but it was still its shape when I was letting it out of its shell, so to speak. Okay, so it's still, the yolk was still perfect, and then it cracked. So that's kind of cool. All right. No smell, none. So I think I'm gonna fry this up. Should we fry it up? I think we'll fry it up. Let's do it. Let's fry this egg up and taste it. Okay, while we're waiting for the butter to melt in my pan, because I only use real butter, we're waiting for it to melt. I went over and I got the next jar. Obviously, my first one was a typo. See, it was clearly 6 days into the new year, and I had not changed my mind into 2022 yet. Okay, so the next one was done on March 9th of 2022. So after we fry this one up, we'll test this and see what these look like just a couple months later, because this would be right at the 6 month mark. So we'll see if it's true that they look, you know, they hold up better up until 6 months, but they're still good. Like, honestly, I would bake with this. There's no smell. It just kind of looks like an egg that popped, a yolk that popped. That's it. Pretty cool. All right, let's fry this up. All right, I'm gonna dump it in. I usually like my eggs sunny side up, or over easy, or over soft. This one's probably not gonna make it that way. All right, so there's that. We'll put it in. I'm gonna do it just like I would if I was cooking for my family. Put some pepper, put some salt. I know I keep cutting my head off in this video. I promise I will find my, I will find my selfie stick, because it works much better. All right, so this is frying like normal. All right, let's take a look at it. Here it is, frying up in my pan. Looks like a normal egg that you know, the yolk pop. That happens to me all the time when I'm cooking for my family. So looks normal, smells normal, still like doesn't smell like, you know how when you get them from the store, and I just think that they smell old and more like sulfur, still do not have that smell. Like, it still smells like a fresh egg to me. All right, you guys, look, it looks like a fried egg. It looks beautiful. Sorry, kind of folded over on itself. Cooked great, like no bad smell. So let's give this bad boy a taste. Here it is. All right, I've got it cut up. I'm ready to eat it. Let's see what it tastes like. So I want to make sure I get a bite with like yolk and white so we can see. You guys, it tastes like a fried egg. Maybe a little salty because I put too much salt on it, but pretty amazing. Sorry. Talking with my mouth full on YouTube video. All right, so guys, you've got to do this. If you have your own homestead, your own little farm, your own big farm, if you buy fresh eggs from another local small farm, you need to be doing this, okay? So that if something happens and there's an egg shortage or the supply chain tanks again, or you just are tired of paying store prices, or your eggs just stop, or your chickens just stop laying during the winter, this is awesome. Like I said, I have 3.5 jars of these, so we can bake, we can have eggs in a crisis. We go through a lot of eggs at my house, so I'm so excited. They're so yummy. Okay, so let's just move right on to the March ones and give them a little test. All right, I'm gonna scoot this way. So, oh, I just covered myself up with the eggs. Here, I'm gonna do some adjusting here. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see if I can adjust while we're live. Yeah, okay, maybe not so much. All right, you just have to deal with it. Next time, I promise I'll get back to my selfie stick. I haven't been in YouTube mode for a while. Okay, ready? Let's see what one. Woo, the jar is really stuck. Or the lid is really stuck on the jar. Hold on. I don't want to like bang them and then have them crack everywhere. Ooh. Okay. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I didn't want to keep trying to open it on my glass stove top and then scratch it. But wow, it really like was sealed tight, which is good because it keeps all that air out. Okay, so this one's really full. I'm gonna reach in, trying not to make a mess. I'm making a mess. Woo, making a mess on YouTube. It's real life. Hold on. All right, we're just gonna grab this one. Again, I'm gonna reach over here and grab my towel and just wipe it off. That way we don't, I would probably rinse all of these since they're sitting in a lye solution, a lime solution, not a lye solution. Wow, that would be really bad. Okay, ready? Let's see if this looks any different or any better or any worse than the ones from January. So basically 2 months difference. It does hold together a lot better. It does hold together a lot better. Look, it's like perfect yolk, perfect whites. It held together, it didn't pop. So, you know, maybe there is some truth to the 6 months where the egg holds together and after that it starts to lose its form, but it doesn't go bad, so you can still bake with them. Like people say, like guys, I know I keep saying this, but I have read over and over again and everything that I've been researching that they stay good for a year to 18 months this way. So I would have no problems reaching in and getting some out and scrambling them up or putting them in a recipe, but then up to 6 months, well, even 8 months, I mean, eating them just like for breakfast is still good too. Pretty cool. All right, so my verdict is this is amazing, okay? This is a simple, inexpensive way to preserve your eggs, okay? We all know that chickens slow down laying in the winter like they're supposed to. That's the way God created them, okay? God created them out in nature to adjust to when there's less sunlight. It gives their bodies a break. I know that there are lots of people who believe in supplementing with artificial light. I don't. I believe that if I don't do that, my chickens will live longer, they'll lay healthier eggs for a longer time if I honor that cycle that God created on purpose, right? So that's what we're doing. So in the winter now, when my chickens stop laying, because usually when they stop, they stop. We do have some younger ones this year that I'm hoping will continue, but I know now that water glassing is such an easy way to preserve my eggs. I am so glad I finally took the plunge and gave it a try. So get yourself some pickling lime. Okay, this is super inexpensive. I think I linked this in my other video. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Walmart. You can probably get it at like your local Aces, any place like that. I will try to link it again. Okay, you guys, it's like I could water glass a whole bunch more. It doesn't take very much. I think it's 1 ounce to 1 quart of water. You do want to use distilled water. If you don't have distilled water, just boil your water and let it cool, okay? Especially if you're like on water that, you know, city water or water that might have other things in it. And then literally you just lay your eggs down in there, pour it over, keep adding to it till your jar is full, sit it in a cool spot where it can't get bumped. It's so easy. I am so glad I did it. Again, at the end, I will link the first water glassing video that shows you all of the directions, but I am so glad that my family has eggs that we know we can eat during the winter. They're good. They didn't go bad. It worked. It's an amazing, 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 easy way to do this. So thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, please click subscribe, follow along on this journey, my non-toxic farm mom journey. I love helping all of you have tips and tricks for a non-toxic lifestyle on a budget. So whether it's on your little homestead, whether you live in the city, whether you are single or a family, you can do non-toxic things to help your family stay healthy on a budget. So keep following along. You can find me on Instagram as Jami Jan, Non-Toxic Farm Mom. You can find me on Facebook as Jami Jan, Non-Toxic Farm Mom, and then right here on YouTube. Thanks so much for being on this journey with me. We'll be back soon. Can't wait to see you.